2. You already know. Big Lou tapping back in. One more again. What it do? With Big Lou NFZR2. Baby. Bye. So check it out. That thumbnail is none other than the Carnival Clown, the co-leader of the MAGA movement, right? Donald Dump, and he was invited to the NABJ convention in Chicago, which stands for the National Association of Black Journalists in Chicago. Like I said, it's a convention, right? And there was 3 hosts that were up there asking questions. 3 women. I believe there should have been a man up there, a Roland Martin, or a Dr. Ritchie from Indisputable. Somebody should have been up there. And so it was Harris Faulkner of Fox News. It was Rachel Scott of ABC. And it was Katia Goba of Semaphore Political. And he did his usual one-trick pony show, right? The usual 3Ds, the deny, the deflect, the distract. And every question that was asked of him, he would just, most of the time he would say immigrants this, immigrants that. You know what I'm saying? He would say, bring down the inflation is destroying this country, and making all these whataboutisms, and then giving no solutions or policy of his. All he does is he'll just say, like, if Joe Biden comes out or Kamala Harris now comes out and says that he's a threat to democracy, he's gonna do this and do that, he'll just come out and say that they're gonna do this and do that. That's how he does it, right? He's not an intelligent dude at all. He's very stupid. He's a clown, right? We know that. He's ignorant as could be. I really would like to know what would have happened to him if he didn't inherit, $400 million, $450 million from his daddy. You know what I'm saying? Because he likes to tell the story. Oh, my dad loaned me $1 million, and he turned $1 million into, hundreds of millions. And he claims to be he's worth $10 billion. We know that's a crock of shit. I mean, a lot of his properties are expensive, right? That he owes, but they're heavily financed. I mean, he owes on all the properties still. You know what I'm saying? And so as far as cash wise and anything like that, he's nowhere near $10 billion. I mean, you're talking about like Ed McMahon. Vince McMahon was worth, I think, at one point $8 billion, $7 billion, and then he took a little bit of loss over a few years where he was only worth $5 billion. I mean, but you're still talking about $5 billion. You know what I'm saying? This dude's, he wants to one up everybody. He's not worth that much, like he claims, right? I mean, I guess if he didn't owe, if all his properties weren't financed, just a hypothetical question, I wonder how much he would be worth then. It still wouldn't be 10 billion. I don't believe. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, back to the video. Rachel Scott asked her. She was the first one to ask a question, and he turned it into something else. And it was his own words about how he treated April Ryan and I can't think of how you pronounce her first name. Alcinder's her last name. She works for CNN, I believe. April Ryan was with, might have been CNN too. I'm not sure where April Ryan worked for, but anyways, he treated them very bad. Any woman, he doesn't like to be challenged at all. Think back to Caitlin Collins. You're a nasty person. And what was she asking him? Nothing. Softball shit, and he was calling her a nasty person. It all boils down to that he don't like to be. When it's something that he doesn't sit right with him, makes him a little uncomfortable, that's when he starts talking about how you're being rude to him. Let me make something clear. Rachel Scott, she don't know that fool a damn thing to be like, how you doing, sir? Good day, sir. She don't owe him nothing. She don't owe him diddly squat to be talking to him like that. You know what I'm saying? Who is he? He ain't did shit for nobody. You know what I'm saying? And then he's up there just spewing more lies. I've done more for the black community than Abraham Lincoln. That's another fucking lie. Another lie, right? Excuse my language, ma. Well, that's another lie, right? And then they always like to do this one. Oh, he gave more money to historic black colleges than anybody. That was a crock. That's another crock. right? It was a total of $250 billion for three different not institutions, but three different how I don't know how to really say that. 90 million was for the historic black colleges, and then there was something in there for Latino institutions, and then there was something in there for Asian Americans and Native Americans, I believe it was. No, for sure Asian Americans. So historic black colleges got 90 million. What he don't tell you is that he tried to zero out anything going to them until that congresswoman from North Carolina pushed the issue about breaking bread with the historic black colleges, like it's been for so many years. Okay, just think about it. If he would have still held tight on not doing that, that would have been national news, and then everybody, a bunch of people, excuse me, a bunch of people would have been on his helmet for that, right? Same thing, like so many black folks think that, oh, Donald Trump, we missed those stimulus checks. That wasn't his idea, and he didn't want to even do it. Just think about it again. Remember, Lindsey Graham was pushing back on it. I don't want to give people $600 extra a week towards unemployment. They'll never want to work. That was what he said. But when the money runs out, it runs out. What they're gonna do? They got to go back to work, right? And the only reason they're not going to work is because of the situation at the time, the pandemic. People were out of work. Okay, so just think about it. Nancy Pelosi pushed that, right? Nancy Pelosi pushed that for those stimulus to go out. But just think about it again. The bill goes to his desk to be signed. He sees there's stimulus money in there for Americans. He says, no, I'm vetoing this, or I'm not even going to sign it. Then what? How's that make him look? So he played it smart, and then he held back the checks to make sure that the Treasury Department put his name on it. Not Mnuchin's name, but his name, right? And he did that purposely so that people would think it was his idea, which I'm here to tell you, many people think it was his idea, because I recently spoke to a lot of people, and most of the people that I spoke to, they're under the impression that that was his doing. And then I had to reiterate to them that, look, when Joe Biden came into office, he did the same thing, but yet he didn't hold the checks up. He sent them out because it wasn't about Joe Biden making sure his name got put on the check. It was about making sure that the money got sent out so that the American people got a little bit of money so they can help the economy by spending it back into the economy, right? And so this clown is there acting like he's just the top shit in the world. Everybody's just supposed to kiss his ass because that's what all you Fox people do, Harris Faulkner and all your peoples over there, right? This dude just swears that he got it coming, that you just got to be, and he makes sure that it's known too. Oh, they were very nice to me, and he smiles and he really gets a kick out of that, and he loves the attention, right? But on top of that, he wants to come over there and he wants to talk shit about Kamala Harris, which that's fair game, right? But when you start talking that bullshit about, oh, she always came off that she was Indian and she never said she was black, and now she's black, now she's a black person. I mean, dude, you're so damn ignorant. You're making it sound like what she went through Earl Shies and got spray painted black, and now she's black. And there's another weird thing about this dude, like when every time he says black people or black population, he makes it sound like he don't know how to say it correctly. The black population. He says it so weird, like he's scared to say it, or he don't know if he's gonna get in trouble because he's not saying it right. He's a trip, man. It's weird the way this dude carries himself. Very strange individual, right? Another thing, we keep hearing this, and like it can't be. Donald Dump, your mother's from Scotland, from Scotland, came here as an immigrant. Your father's a German, first generation German, born here, right? So you are German Scottish, or Scottish German, however you want to say it. You are of two nationalities. Yes, they're both white, but you're from two different European countries. So Kamala Harris can't be. Her mother was Indian, South Indian, and her dad was Jamaican. This is another stupid ass thing. That's how you know people, they're just ignorant ass people. She's Jamaican. She's not black. What are you, stupid? You guys don't know your clear geography. You know what I'm saying? The whole Caribbean was they brought Africans there, right? The whole Caribbean, even my motherland, Puerto Rico, Hispaniola, which is Dominican Republic and Haiti, Cuba, right? St. Croix, Virgin Islands, Trinidad, Tobago, all those little bitty islands over there, they were all populated by Africans. Okay, Jamaican is strong blood, strong African blood. I mean, I don't understand this stupid shit. Oh, Jamaican, not black. What are you people talking about? You know what I'm saying? What are you freaking talking about, man? And now they're going on and showing these ads because they said she was the first Asian Indian or Indian Asian uh, senator ever. Well, yeah, because she wasn't the first black lady to be in the Senate, right? There was others before her, but she definitely is half Indian descent. So therefore, she's the first Indian lady to be voted in at the Senate, United States Senate level, right? Federal level. Another stupid ass thing they want to keep attacking her relationships, right? Which, okay, I guess that's fair game coming from, weird people like these people, but to sit there and say, oh, she's because of Willie Brown and her Haktua whatever, that she wasn't known until then. Okay, maybe there's some truth to not the Haktua stuff. Maybe her being accompanied with Willie Brown and being seen with Willie Brown. But there ain't no way in hell you're gonna tell me because she was seen with Willie Brown and was with Willie Brown at one time that uh that's how she got voted in a district attorney. That's how she got voted in as an attorney general of California. That's how she got voted as United States senator. That's how she got voted as vice president, right? And that's how she's gonna get voted as president, 47 president of the United States. You know what I'm saying? Another thing, you know, they want to keep making this stupid ass attacks on because she laughs and she cackles and she giggles. I've heard this said a few times from some brothers, African Americans, blacks on their own channel or visiting channels to discuss certain certain content, certain things that's went down. And I've heard like Roland Martin say this, a few other people saying this. Some people just don't know diddly squat about black folks, just like they don't know diddly squat about some Latino folks, right? We are very expressive people, right? And when I say we, I'm speaking of blacks and some Latinos, right? Very expressive people, very loud people. Our laugh is hella loud. We laugh from the gut, especially if you're raised around mothers that or fathers that were like that. It gets passed down the generation. Now, it just shows that you don't know jack shit about anything, right? I mean anything when it comes to women's reproductive rights, voting rights, nothing. You guys run off of a draconian thought process and ideology that's for the birds, homie, right? Straight for the birds, and very unpopular policies you guys try to push. Very unpopular policies, and it's un-American at this point in the game. We ain't talking about 1952. You know what I'm saying? We're not talking about 1952 when you had two badass baseball players come out in 1952. Think of Willie Mays and Mickey Mantle, but Mickey Mantle was the one that was like this, and Willie Mays was lower, and that goes for baseball cards. That Mickey Mantle's cards worth so much more. In the discussion, it's just different. It's different. It shouldn't have been, but it is, right? Even to this day, you'll still have people arguing, who was a better ball player. Now, that's just a little analogy I'm giving because I don't want to get into the ugly stuff because there's a lot of ugly stuff, right? That books are trying to be banned from libraries because it says how certain people were mistreated and how they were, dug through the mud and used at every turn, right? And oh no, don't talk about that stuff. So what we'll do, we'll just ban the books from the public libraries. And because I'm the governor, I'm gonna go ahead and push it statewide. And when it's we don't want all that to get out, even though we already know what's up, right? And the reason I'm saying I like that because you hear some of these dumbass people talk about, oh, well, they didn't go to school, he didn't go to school, she didn't go to school. You know what I'm saying? When it's just total denial on their part and them trying to sweep certain things under the rug because for some reason they think that the truth's told about way back when in history that somehow it muddies them up. You know what I'm saying? Which, even if it's somebody's great great grandfather that was involved with slavery or something like that, how can you hold their descendant, liable? That descendant wasn't around back then. He or she didn't have nothing to do with what's going on back then. But I don't even think that's the issue. The issue is they just don't want none of that to be discussed. You know what I'm saying? And the nerve to come out with, oh well, yeah, they were slaves, but they learned trades and stuff like that. And that's very ignorant, disgusting, despicable to even say. And I can't get over how this carnival clown can get up there in public and have the nerve to say about anybody else being that should be ashamed of herself or that are disgraces. When this cat needs to be looking right in that mirror every time he says that shit, because it should bounce right off that mirror and smack him right in his mouth that he can't seem to shut the fuck up, right? Always whining about how fair they're being treated. I never seen some guys that claim to be such strong men and alpha males whine so much like little freaking whiny little babies, right? Literally, it's a trip. But anyways, it's just a little video on the total disrespect, and that's another thing that I forgot to say. The way he conducted himself today at that NAJB, or what was it? NABJ, National Association of Black Journalists. This is how he always, if it's not a softball interview from Fox, right, from Laura Ingraham or from Harris Faulkner or Jesse Waters, you know what I'm saying? One of these dodo birds, funny old Greg Gutfield. He's so funny. That dude's a lot. I don't even know how he got a job as a comedian anywhere. Nothing about him was funny. But the way he conducted himself today, like I said, if he's not being interviewed or a Q&A from a Fox or a right-wing media outlet, he never answers none of the questions, right? Therefore, he shouldn't be getting no media news time, right? Because he don't answer nothing. Because when it all boils down to it, he has no plan. The only plan he has is for what the Heritage Foundation with Project 2025 has came out in that 900-page document, right? Which they say his name like 300 times, right? He has over. I wrote it down too. He has over 20 in project. Oh, I got it written down on another paper. In Project 2025, there's over 140 members that used to be in his cabinet, meaning and 4 ambassadors, 6 cabinet members in his administration, right? As well as a bunch of senior advisors and other mid-level officials from the White House, right? And he keeps saying that he knows nothing about it. Project 2025. He don't even know who authored it, which that's been disapproved because some of his main people, like I said, are involved with them. On top of that, the president, what's his name? Davis. No, is it? Yeah, Rick Davis. I think it is. I forgot his name now. I'm gonna have to. Rick Gates. No, Rick something. I'll put it in the comment section when I find it. Actually, you know what? Hold on. It's right here. I got it written down right here, and I don't want to. I think I got it written down right here. Oh, you know what? I don't. I lost it the other day. It got all wet. I think it's Dr. Gates. I think his name is Rick. Is it Rick Gates? Anyways, he wrote a book talking about Washington's burning or something like that. Well, guess what? J.D. Vance, Trump's pick for vice president, he writes the foreword in it and something else in that book. That's why the guy got all happy when he said J.D. Vance was picked, because J.D. Vance is a personal friend, because he's right there with him on Project 2025. This whole shit is weird, right? And I'm going to do another video on Project 2025, more in depth about some other things that I didn't put in the first one. It won't be a long video, but it'll touch some points that are very important to working people. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's all a bunch of lies, like what this dude does. It's a lie upon lie upon lie upon lie. That's why I got him dressed up as a clown in the thumbnail. So with that being said, Big Lou tapping out. I got a hat trick coming up with the second one. A little bit of boxing, and I'm gone.